Roy Rogers Show. Starring Roy Rogers, King of the Cowboys, Trigger, his Golden Palomino, and Dale Evans, Queen of the West. With Pat Brady, his comical sidekick, and Roy's wonder dog, Bullet.
Well, Riders, Trigger here is raring to go, so let's get started with today's story.
My, but it's good to be home again, Roy.
Yeah, it sure is, but it's sure tough luck on poor Roy to be coming home to such a problem.
What problem?
What are you going to do with all these rodeo prizes you got here? The mantel's full of trophies now.
Oh, Pat. Roy, look.
I am looking, and I still can't believe it. Well, how do, ma'am? Can we give you a lift?
That's mighty kind of you.
I'm Dale Evans, and this is Roy Rogers, and that's Pat Brady.
How do you do, ma'am?
Oh, it's a real pleasure to meet you. I'm Abigail Connolly, but everybody calls me Grandma.
Well, where are you heading, Grandma?
I don't rightly know. I came out to visit with Willie. He's my grandson. I got a letter with the postmark Mineral City from him, but he wasn't in town.
Well, didn't anyone know of his whereabouts?
Somebody said he might live down the road a piece, but I didn't realize the pieces were so large here in the West.
Well, you can just stay at my house until you find your grandson.
Well, mine's closer. We can start telephoning from here.
No, I don't want to put you youngsters to so much trouble.
Oh, it ain't no trouble, Grandma. Shucks, this is a pleasure. You know, it ain't often that I get a chance to escort such a fair damsel as you. Come on, this way.
I don't see why Johnny didn't mark the spot where he buried the can. We could be standing on it for all we know.
Yeah, and if he hadn't died before he got out of prison, we would be guessing where he hid it.
A fortune right under our feet, and we're worrying how we're going to eat.
Hey, here comes Art and Mike.
Here, pick this up on that rock and keep an eye out. We don't want any strangers catching us digging. Go on.
Okay.
Well, how much did you get?
A bullet crease in the arm and a murder rap against us?
A murder rap.
Well, the teller opened fire before we could get our hands on the dough, and I cut him down.
We risk losing $100 grand just to get eating money, and what happens? You botched the job.
How did we know the teller would go for his gun?
Anybody trail you?
No worry, it was a clean job.
Yeah, we doubled back on our tracks often. We almost got lost ourselves.
All right, but keep your mouth shut. The kid up on the rock still thinks this treasure hunt is on the level. You better get rid of your masks and guns.
Right.
Grandma. Hey, Gil. My grandma's coming with two fellows and a dame.
Your grandma?
Your grandma?
Yeah.
Did you tell her where you were?
No, I never told her nothing. I only sent her a pretty picture postcard, that's all.
You two get into the ring and start boxing, quick. All right, you go get the equipment.
Don't you worry none, Grandma. Roy'll find your Willie, 'cause he's a one-man bureau of missing persons.
Is that so, Mr. Brady?
Mr. Brady? Mr. Brady.
Roy, look. What's that?
Well, I don't know. It wasn't here when we left.
There's my Willie! Yo! Willie! Yo, Willie!
Grandma! Hiya, Grandma. How's my girl, huh?
Oh, Oh, Willie, I thought I never would find you.
Howdy.
Oh.
Hi.
Visitors aren't usually allowed, but any friends of the killer are welcome.
Well, that's mighty big of you, fella. Mighty big.
Oh, that's okay.
Seeing as how you're squatting on Roy Rogers' ranch. And this is Roy Rogers.
Rogers? Oh, that's news to me. I didn't see any sign. Of course, I'll be glad to pay you, Mr. Rogers.
Well, that won't be necessary.
Grandma, I want you to meet Art Golly and Mac Fuller, my trainer and sparring partner.
I'm certainly glad to meet Willie's friend.
How to do?
Howdy, howdy.
So this is a training camp, huh?
Yeah.
Would you folks like me to show you around the camp?
No, thanks. I was just wondering why you pitched your camp so far from water.
I didn't know there was any around. Me and the boys have been digging for it.
Yeah, there's a stream about a quarter of a mile due south of here.
Oh.
Oh, hi, Sheriff.
Hi, Roy.
But Grandma, Roy doesn't want you to work.
I know. But just because he's kind enough to let me stay near my Willie, I don't intend to set down on him. Besides, I'm going to earn my board and keep. Oh, I didn't know you had company.
That's all right, Grandma. I'd like you to meet our sheriff, Jim Wiley. This is Mrs. Conley, Killer Conley's grandma.
Glad to know you, ma'am.
Oh, you're not the sheriff who arrested my Willie, are you?
Arrested him?
Why, well, no.
Willie wrote he was the nicest man. He said he fixed it so Willie only got 2 years.
Oh, Roy, you don't suppose he...
Hey, Grandma, what was Willie arrested for?
Was it, for stealing?
Land's sakes, no. It was only assault and battery. Willie didn't mean to hit the man so hard. He just doesn't know how strong he is.
Willie must be a pretty good guy. We better get started, Sheriff.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's been a pleasure to have met you, ma'am.
Bye, Jim.
Bye, Dale.
Goodbye, Mr. Wiley.
Bye.
Oh, he reminds me so much of my brother Abner. Handsomest man in the family, Abner was.
Great old lady, Grandma.
Yeah. You better untie yourself from her apron strings and see if you can find out who Conley's partners are. They could have been his cellmates.
You know, Roy, old Willie never learned that fancy footwork boy in the pen. You know, I sure wish I could fight like him.
You do?
Yes, I sure do, Roy. Just...
Okay. You're going to take lessons from the killer.
Boy, that's sure swell, Roy. Now, who, me?
Sure, they can't very well refuse as long as they're on my property. Now, you get over there and keep your eyes open. Come on, Bullet.
Oh, Roy. Keep my eyes open. I could pop with the left, and Conley will pop me with the right. I'll have a little trouble keeping my eyes open.
You look warm enough, Brady. Let's go, huh?
Yeah.
All right, put these on. Yeah, put these on. Give me these.
What'd you let Brady stay for?
Yeah, we can't do no digging with him around.
We're supposed to be a training camp, and we're going to act like one. Besides, this won't take long.
Not bad, eh? Boy, they just call me Muscles Brady.
Muscles Brady.
Quiet.
Well, how about some action? I'm raring to go.
Okay, you hit me, huh?
All right, just as you say, but watch yourself, because sometimes I don't even know my own strength.
That guy can't even punch his way out of a paper bag.
Shut up.
Hey, where are you?
Over here.
Oh, howdy.
This could go on all day. Now, look, keep your button in, huh?
What button?
Here, button. Keep it in.
Oh.
Oh, now, wait a minute. Lead with your left and cross with your right, like this.
Hey, Bill, just a minute.
All right, keep on practicing.
Rock him to sleep. We haven't got any time to lose.
Yeah, but that ain't fair. He's just learning.
You want your dough, don't you?
Oh, okay. All right, Brady, let's do some sparring, huh? Now remember to block my punch.
Don't you forget to block mine.
Okay, let's go.
Bill's stalling.
You know what to do.
Hey, Brady. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. I could have knocked him out without you doing that.
Never mind, Brady. We got some digging to do. Come on.
How far down did Johnny hide the stuff anyway?
As far as a man can go with nothing but a knife, his bare hands, and a posse on his trail.
Hey, Brady's coming around. What do I do?
Knock him out again.
Hey, break it up. Hey, Rogers and the sheriff are coming.
Sheriff, bring Brady around fast.
Hey, he's heading for the camp.
Maybe your hunch was right, Roy.
Maybe not. He might be leading us to Pat. Won't hurt to look around.
Come on, pal. Come out of it, huh?
Hi.
What a fight. I didn't think he could do it. This fella's terrific. He stayed 6 rounds with a champ.
I did?
You certainly did.
Well, gosh darn, I'm better than I thought I was.
Better help him into his clothes, Bill. We gotta take good care of this boy. We got a real champ in him.
Meet Sheriff Wiley, Mr. Tolan.
Tolan?
He's on the trail of some bank robbers.
Bank robbers?
Yeah. You happen to see a couple of men riding in this direction?
Yeah, come to think of it, I did. But I thought they were just a couple of Mr. Rogers' ranch hands.
Oh?
Yeah. Last time I saw them, they were heading in the general direction of town.
Well, I'd better be getting back. Maybe they'll make another try at the bank.
Hi!
Boys, I brought you some lunch.
Oh, boy, food. Let's get it.
Some good fried chicken.
That's good. I'm ready.
Hiya, Grandma.
Hey, wait a minute. I'm out.
Oh. Hey, did you hear? I stayed 6 rounds with the champs. Well, a couple of times I had him hanging in the ropes.
Are you sure about that, Pat?
Sure, I'm sure. Well, at least I made a few passes at him, and then something hit me, and that's all I remember. But confidentially, Roy, he's a coward. He wouldn't come down on the canvas and fight me like a man.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Say, I'll bet you're a good fighter.
Yeah, I used to take on all comers. And I never lost a fight either.
Well, a real picnic, huh?
You look pretty husky, Mr. Rogers. But I'll bet you $50 you can't stay 3 rounds with a champ.
Yeah, how about it, Mr. Rogers?
Well, I'm not a betting man, but
How about you, Mr. Brady? You did it once. Think you can do it again?
You're dadgum tootin', and I got the $50 here to prove it.
I always thought you were a sporting man. Looks like I made a bad bet. Bill, fix Mr. Brady up here with a pair of gloves.
I sure will.
oh, on second thought, I'll take a try at the champ.
Well, look here, Roy.
You had your chance, Pat. I just want to see if I'm as good as you are.
Oh, well, then, that's different.
The champ will be glad to oblige.
What'll we use to pay off if Rogers wins? He ain't no pushover.
Oh, forget it. Conley will lay him out like a rug. He wasn't the prison champ for nothing, you know.
Hey, Brady, you can be a second.
Okay, Willie.
What's got into you, Roy?
Well, he told you. He wants to see if he's as good as me.
Not quite. I'm going to hold their attention while Pat searches the camp.
Search the camp? What for?
I believe the robbers that held up the bank came from here. See if you can find anything that'll tie him in with the robbery.
Oh, Willie ain't hurt Mr. Rogers too much, is he?
Don't worry about Roy, Grandma. Roy can take care of himself.
That Rogers ain't bad, though.
Not too hard, Willie.
Hey, did you see that?
Give him that left, Roy. Come on. Get in there, Roy. That's a boy.
Get him. Hey, Rogers.
One.
Look out for the door. What'd you do, get him with a lucky punch?
Lucky punch, nothing. He was framed. That guy over there called him.
Feeling any better?
Well, I finally got my jaw to working.
Well, that's what you get for fighting.
They pulled the same trick on you as they did on me.
Never mind that. Did you find anything?
I'll say I did. I found these in an old trunk along with this, and I wouldn't be surprised if it turned out to be the one used on that bank teller.
Nice work, Pat. I'll notify the sheriff.
The sheriff phoned to say that Tolan, Fuller, and Gawley were released from prison the same time Conley was.
They were in for robbery.
Listen, Pat. Take these to the sheriff and bring him back to the camp as quick as you can.
Okay?
Where are you going?
I still have to find out what they were digging for.
Roy, I'd like to speak to you a minute.
Yes?
I just want to tell you, Willie didn't mean to hit you so hard.
Well, that's all right, Grandma.
No, it ain't all right. Those men are up to something. Willie said he just went in with them because they promised him enough to help us to get a place where he could settle down. I don't want anything that isn't bought with honest money. Roy, if he's doing anything wrong, please make him stop.
I'll do everything I can, Grandma.
Bill! Mac, come here. Hear that? Yeah.
He's here, just like Johnny said.
You stay here with Trigger.
Look at that.
Hey, Gil. The mask and the gun are gone.
Gone? They can't be.
What's the idea of the shooting iron?
Oh, it's you, Mr. Rogers. We thought you were one of those bank robbers. What can we do for you?
I'd like another try at the champ and that 50 bucks I lost.
Okay. All right, fix Mr. Rogers up with a pair of gloves. You better get him a pair of shoes, too.
That'll be a pleasure. Step right this way, Mr. Rogers.
Knock him out quick. We got to get out of here. As soon as Bill KO's Rogers, you finish him off and make it look like the champ did it. That'll give the law something else to worry about besides us.
Willie, don't you do that again.
Attaboy, Roy.
Look out, champ.
We got to get rid of the dames.
Right.
Willie! Willie!
Come on, champ. Right, right.
Willie!
Roy, look out! Grandma, get out!
Here's a gun, Mac.
Willie, are you hurt?
I'm all right, Grandma.
Get him, Willie! Get him! Get him!
Come on, Sheriff. They can't see us for dust. Hey, it looks like we're almost too late.
Yeah.
This is the loot from the Houston jewelry store. Johnny Hayes buried it when he saw he couldn't get away.
They never told me that. Grandma, all they said was they knew where 100 grand was buried.
That's no excuse, Willie. You knew they were up to something. Sheriff, if he's done anything wrong, I want him to take his medicine.
He helped us catch those robbers.
Yes, and he didn't know anything about these jewels.
Or the try on the bank.
Well, I've got to do my duty as I see it. And if I catch you keeping bad company again, I'll throw you in the clink.
Oh, you won't, Sheriff. I'm going to go back to fighting.
And I'm going to be his manager.
You're wonderful, Grandma.
That's great, Willie.
I'm going to be a fighter, too. You know, Roy, if I practice hard enough, maybe I'll get to be a champ.
That could be, Pat. You know, we can all be champions at something if we just keep at it and don't throw in the sponge.
That's right, Roy. Never throw in a sponge. Don't throw in a sponge. You give him a left and then a right.
Hey, Pat. You're a sucker for a jab. The first thing you got to learn is how to duck and weave.
Yeah?
Now, come here. I'll show you.
All right.
Throw a few punches at me. Hey? Yeah, now that's it. Now, you got the idea?
Yeah, sure. I'll tell you what. Now you throw some punches at me.
All right. That's it.
Oh, Pat.
Oh, I'm sorry, Pat. I didn't mean to hit you. That was an accident.
Willie!
You better get the sponge, Dale.
You shouldn't have turned your head. All right?
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling until then. Happy trails.